I'm Cath. Welcome to my channel made by Cath. Thank you very much for joining me today for day 3 of Vlogmas. So although it is the 3rd of December and day 3 of Vlogmas, this is the first day I'm doing Vlogmas this year, or actually it's the first day I'm doing Vlogmas ever because I haven't done it in previous years. And this year I ummed about doing it for quite a while, and I at first decided no, so I hadn't done day 1 and day 2. I was a bit nervous about doing it. I wasn't sure if I'd have enough interesting things to share each day or if people would want to watch, but I thought I've really enjoyed watching other Vlogmas videos over the last couple of days, and everyone shares such different things. I thought maybe I'll give it a go today and see how I go, and if the video is okay I'll post it and see if you think it's okay or not, and yeah, just give it a try I guess. So I have got a couple of things to share. So I'm planning for my Vlogmas videos, I might not do them every day if they work, but I'll hopefully do them on a fairly regular basis. And I'm just going to share a little bit of chatting, a little bit of sewing, a little bit of other Christmassy bits, and a bit of my life. I guess how people do Vlogmas, a little bit of everything mixed in together, and hopefully it'll be okay. But I thought, as usual, I'd start the video by what I'm wearing today. I always start with that. And today I'm actually wearing a ready-to-wear top. This is a super old top. I think it came from Mango or somewhere. Years and years and years ago. I must be, oh my gosh, 18 years old or something ridiculous like that. I still love it. It still seems to be wearing well. It's got cable knit on, and I do love a bit of cable knit. But I am wearing a handmade skirt, and I'll stand up to show you it. And this is the Mosker Skirt by Grainline Studio, and I've got the pattern here I pulled out to show you. It's a really nice or simple skirt pattern. It's kind of designed for sort of woven fabrics that are fairly sturdy, like I guess a denim, or mine is made in a sort of chunky corduroy. And it's got a sort of fly front zipper and slash pockets. It's got a waistband that I think is designed to sit just below your natural waist. And then you can either make it as a mini skirt, or it's got a yoke on the back to kind of give a nice shaping in the back. You can either make it as a mini skirt, or you can have this cool band on the bottom to turn it into sort of above the knee length skirt. It hasn't got the best size range ever on this pattern. It goes from size 0 to size 18, and the largest size is waist 37, hips 47. But it is a really nice pattern, and what I like about Grainline Studio patterns are the instructions are very concise, so they're quite easy to follow, and they don't give you too much information. They just give you sort of the bare bones of information, but just what you need to get the pattern sewn up. I think that's what I think. But it's an intermediate pattern because it's got a few fiddly bits like the fly front zipper. And this is the second version I made, and I made it in this really lovely sort of teal coloured chunky corduroy. I'll stand up again so you can see the colour. Yeah, I got this from Stoff and Still, who I think might have changed their name to Self-Made now. But it's a really nice quality corduroy, and I put on a sort of jeans button. And I made this in size 2, I think, originally, which is for waist 26, hips 36, which is my measurements. But actually, I was going to wear this yesterday, and when I put it on, the waist felt a bit large, and I think I've always found the waist to come up on this a little bit large. I don't know why. I think maybe it's because it's designed to sit just below your natural waist, and I prefer it on my natural waist. So actually yesterday, instead of wearing it, I took it out and I decided to alter it. So I unpicked the back, and I sort of brought the sort of back seam in a little bit at the back, and then I also chopped the waistband in half at the back and re-sewed it, and I took about maybe an inch or so out just so it fits me a bit better. So I'll show you how it looks now after I've adjusted it. So you can see it's got a seam there down the centre back, which it didn't used to have, but actually it was worth the adjustment as it fits much better now. I've just lost the little clicker. I don't want to sit on it and stop the video. My little clicker to sort of turn off and turn on the videos. But yeah, it fits much better now. And I'll put up a picture of me wearing it. It's a really nice, comfy one to wear. And the corduroy is nice and chunky, so cosy for this cold weather. It's cold today. And what was I going to say? Oh yeah, and I was going to say, I was really pleased I was able to unpick the back and stitch it back together like that, because I think earlier in my sewing journey, I'd have felt a little bit uncomfortable about that in case I totally wrecked the skirt and I might have left it not right. But I was quite pleased that I've had the confidence to get the seam ripper out and have a little play with how it might fit better, and it does fit much better now. So yeah, I'm pleased I made that adjustment, and that's what I'm wearing today. So that's quite a long introduction to what I'm wearing. But I thought while I'm on also, I thought I'd share with you some fabric that arrived yesterday that I got in the Black Friday deals last weekend. And I also thought I'd share with you, I don't have an advent calendar. I love the look other Kylie and the Machine. Is that the name? Kylie and the Machine? It is the name advent calendar. That is the name, isn't it? I can't think now. Yes, it's definitely Kylie and the Machine, isn't it? I love that look at the Kylie and the Machine advent calendars where you get some labels every day. But I don't often put labels into my garments. I find labels can be a bit itchy. And I do every now and then add one if I'm making something of someone else, but I didn't think I would be able to use the amount of labels I get in the advent calendar, so I'd loved seeing other people opening them, but I didn't get one myself. But what I thought I would share is a little bit of our own Christmas tradition in this house, and we're one of many families who has a cheeky elf that comes to visit over Christmas. So here is our, oh my gosh, he's very cheeky, he's got attached himself to my knitting. So here is our elf. He looks quite cute, but every night he gets up to, some sort of mischief, and the children love it. We don't do the whole, I think some people do it where the elf kind of is supposed to report back to Santa on whether the children have been, naughty or nice, but we don't do that. It's just a bit of fun, and they love seeing him get up to sort of, making messy scenes and things. So I thought I'd share with you what he's been up to the last 3 days. So on day one, he usually just arrives and brings advent calendars. So here is his how he arrived on day one. He's just in his little house at the bottom of the book kind of tower. On day two, he upped the ante and he created quite a messy scene. I'll put it up here. He's sitting on my closet core poof there, and he's making a little hammer bead picture of his own face, and he's spread hammer beads all about the floor and on the poof. It took a while to clean up, but my children thought it was quite funny. And then this morning, he had been in the fridge and he'd been experimenting by turning the milk and the apple juice to funny colours. So there he is in the fridge. That is just an old carton of apple juice and an old carton of milk. There's not actually, it's just water with colouring in, so we weren't going to make anyone drink any of those things, but my children thought it was quite hilarious that he'd been up to hijinks in the kitchen there. So who knows what he'll do tomorrow, but I'll try and share what he's been up to on here. But back to the sewing content now, and I said I'd share with you some fabric that I got last weekend when Black Friday was on. I didn't make a lot of purchases, but one purchase I did make was from Lamazi Fabrics. They had 15% off, I think, and I used it to get some fabric to make a Christmas present for my mum. And my mum doesn't watch my YouTube channel as far as I know, fingers crossed she won't see this. But I got this really lovely jersey fabric. It's a kind of black base with these sort of, it kind of makes me think of this night sky with stars, and it's got these little pink, sort of hot pink splashes too in it. It's a really lovely quality jersey, and what I particularly like about it is the back of the fabric is navy too, so if it stretches, you don't have any kind of white seeing through. So it's really nice quality jersey. And I am planning to make my mum a top from the Stretch book by Tilly and the Buttons, which I have somewhere. Here it is. From this book here, the Tilly and the Buttons Stretch book, I'm going to make her this top, the Freya top. So you might know already if you've watched my previous vlogs, I'm a big fan of this top for myself. Yeah, it's a stretch top with a sort of this mock turtleneck neckline, although there are a couple of other neckline options too. It's quite close fitting with long sleeves, or you can make a shorter sleeve version too. And it sews up really quickly. It's a really nice, speedy sew. And it just works with so many things in a winter wardrobe, I find. And I've made my mum a couple of versions before, so I know how it fits her, so I don't need to check that or anything. I've got pattern pieces traced out in her size. So it should be fairly straightforward, and I'm planning to give it to her for Christmas because I think she gets a lot of wear out of the other ones I've made her, so it'll be nice for her to have another one. But I think it'll work really well in this fabric and be really pretty. For my mum, she's quite tall and she has quite long arms, so it's quite nice. I'm able to lengthen the pattern and make the arms really long. So it's nice because she often struggles to find things in the shops that do have the arm length she needs. So yeah, I'm going to make it extra long. I ordered 2 meters to make sure I had enough, because I've ordered 1.5 meters for her before and then struggled to get quite enough length to squeeze both arms out as well as the 2 bodice pieces. And I figure if I have any left over, I might be able to make a cute little t-shirt for my daughter or maybe something like that. So we shall see. So I'm planning to cut that out today, and I'll hopefully get it sewn up today too, because it is a really speedy sew. So yeah, it's a really lovely fabric. I'm really pleased with that, and it was nice to be able to get it in the Black Friday sale too. So that's all I've got to share now, but I will pop on again a bit later. So I'll see you a bit later. Bye. Hello. It's coming up to lunchtime now, and I thought I'd pop on. I'm at the dining table at the moment, which is also my sewing table, and I cut out the top for my mum, and I've also sewn it up. It all came together really quickly like the fray usually does, so I thought I'd show you how it's shaped up, and here it is. I really like how it's turned out, and this fabric was really nice to sew with. It's a really nice substantial cotton jersey, although it's still got lots of stretch too, but it feels like it would have a really good recovery as well. So it's came up really nicely. I always find the mock neckline goes in really well, and it's got the extra long sleeves, an extra long body like my mum likes. And I did the top stitching of the neckline. You can probably see it just about there, just in a navy thread that matched the base colour of the fabric, and just did a zigzag. I was really quite tempted to finish it and top stitch it with a hot pink thread on around the neck and the sleeves and the bottom. And I think that might have been what I'd have done if I was making it for me. But I wasn't sure if my mum would be so keen on the hot pink top stitching, so I kept it simple for this version for her. But I'm really pleased with how it's turned out, and I've got quite a lot of fabric left actually. Definitely enough to make a t-shirt for my daughter, or a pair of leggings, or maybe a dress. I'll ask her and see what she might like. I think she'll like the pink flecks in it. But I also thought I would mention while I was on, I didn't mention earlier, the sizing of the Freya. It's not got the biggest size range ever. I think Tilly and the Buttons more recently have introduced a second size range. I think they've now got two size ranges, and one goes from UK 6 to 24, and then the other one goes from UK 16 to 34, I think. But the stretch book is one of the older books that Tilly and the Buttons have written. So it's got a smaller size range, and I think it goes from a UK 6 to a UK 20. So the largest size is for bust 44 inches, waist 38 inches, hips 47 inches. So yeah, it's not the most inclusive size range on this pattern. But I thought I mentioned on another vlog before, that there's quite a similar pattern by True Bias. It's a good equivalent to the Freya, and it's called the Nico top. I'll put a line drawing up of it. So it's a really similar shape to the Freya, with a similar neckline and a similar sort of fitted style. And I think you can also make it in a dress or with a sleeveless option too. But that pattern has a really good size range. I think it goes up to US size 30. So if you're looking for a kind of this style of pattern, but one with a more inclusive size range, then the Nico top looks like a good alternative to the Freya top. But yeah, that's what I've been doing now. So I'm going to turn the sewing machine off now. I'm going to make some lunch, and I'm also going to prepare a bit of our dinner. And then I might go out on a bike ride this afternoon. I went out on one yesterday and I was frozen because it was sunny. But when I got out on the bike, I thought, oh, it's lovely and sunny, I'll warm up. But the wind sort of went straight through me. So I'm going to, make sure I'm kind of cozied up today for my bike ride. So I might take you out on a little bit of that. I also thought I'd mention what I'm preparing for dinner this evening, because I really enjoyed, I watched Michelle, who's Sewing Bunny, I'm sure you'll know. I watched her day one Vlogmas, and she was sharing what she was making for dinner, and it looked really yummy. And I really enjoyed hearing a bit about her cooking as well as her sewing. So I thought I'd share what I'm making for dinner today too, in case other people might enjoy it too. So today I'm making a recipe from this book here, which is Nigel Slater, The 30-Minute Cook. I don't have a lot of recipe books. I mainly find recipes online, but this is a book I got years ago, and it's got some really nice recipes, and I really like Nigel Slater's recipe style. They're very much kind of home cook type things, not too fancy, and the ingredients are easy to get. So yeah, I'm making a recipe for here that we haven't had from ages, and I just fancied making it. And it's funny actually, because I'd actually marked the page with an old Christmas tag with an elf on, so that's really random why that's in there, but I thought it's obviously meant to be that I'd make this recipe during Vlogmas. And I'm making this recipe called the Thai chicken salad, and it's really yummy. It's totally not wintry, it's kind of a summery Thai salad recipe, and it has fish sauce and soy sauce, and you sort of grate cucumber and carrot, and then add bean sprouts, and it's really yummy. And we usually do it with chicken, and we sort of marinate the chicken in a bit of fish sauce and some garlic and pepper, so it's really tasty. So that's what I'm planning to prepare a bit of. I'm going to sort of chop the chicken up and get some of the veg prepared. And I'll hopefully show you how it turns out a bit later when I cook it all up. So I'll leave you there, and hopefully I'll see you in a little bit on my bike ride. So bye. So I'm ready to go on my bike ride, got my helmet on, got a cosy gilet on and some gloves. And actually it's not quite as cold as yesterday. Yeah, there's not much wind, so hopefully it'll be a less chilly bike ride, but I'll turn the camera around in a moment once I'm on my bike and take you on a little bit of my ride. Hello, it's now coming up to 6 o'clock in the evening. It's very dark outside, I've got the curtains closed and my children are just having their dinner at the moment. But I thought I'd pop on and share what I'm wearing because I've changed, and also what I've got planned next. So I have now changed into some loungewear. I do love changing into a cosy set of loungewear for a cold winter evening. So I've got a pair of ready to wear joggers on, and then my top is a Megan Nielsen Jarrah sweatshirt. I think I made it just over a year ago, and I made it in this really nice fleece back sweatshirt fabric from Fabric Godmother. And I just made this sort of straightforward sort of sweater version with a crew neck and cuffs and a bottom hemband. But it's a really nice snuggly one for a cold winter evening. So in a moment, I'm going to go and get started preparing my husband and my dinner. We'll eat a bit later once the children are in bed. So in a moment, I'll take you along and show you me making that. And then I'll pop on after we've had dinner again. So I'll see you in a bit. Bye. So we've just finished dinner now, and I hope you enjoyed seeing a little bit of that come together. And now my husband is in the next room and he is setting up for us to watch this evening the latest Bond film. We haven't been able to make it out to the cinema to watch it, so we thought we'd download it and have a movie night at home, which will be really nice. And I might do a little bit of knitting while I'm watching, or I might just sit and actually watch and try and focus entirely on it, which I don't often do with the TV. So I just thought I'd pop on now, and I thought I'd mention that tomorrow, which is Saturday, I will be putting out my November makes video. So I'd love it if you would check that one out too, what I've been making in November. So what I thought I'd do for the weekend is, I thought I'd do a Vlogmas covering Saturday and Sunday and release it on Sunday evening. That is my plan, so fingers crossed it will come together. So I'll leave you now. I think he's nearly finished in the next room setting the film up. So thanks so much for watching today's Vlogmas, and I'll hopefully see you again for my next video soon. Bye!